may not know it, but January is Cervical Cancer and HPV Awareness Month. The diseases share a link. Vicki May is here from DCH Cancer Center, and Casey Sears is here from NorthStar EMS to tell me more about it. Guys, thank you both so much for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Let's talk about HPV. People have heard about it, but there's just a lot of, I guess, bad information out there, mostly among young people, because it's, you know, high school, college kids talking to other high school, college kids, and they don't always have their facts straight. So what is HPV?
Well, it's kind of hard to talk about, so I can understand why there are misconceptions out there. It's just not something that's easy to discuss. It's a viral illness that is, it causes genital warts, but it's more problematic because it's linked to several types of cancer. Cancers of the cervix, the vagina, the penis, the rectum, and there are head and neck cancers that have been linked to the HPV virus.
Now, we've already established, I think, through what we just said, young people are definitely at risk. Who else is?
Anybody who is sexually active is at risk for developing the HPV virus. So when you talk about prevention, abstinence or safe sexual practices is, you know, that's what's critically important.
Now, you mentioned genital warts. I hate even saying that, just but how do you, I'm guessing that is a physical sign that you can look and you can see. I know in a lot of instances, young men can walk around with this and they don't have any clue that they've got it.
Right.
There's no physical manifestation of the disease on them. How do you know if you have HPV?
Well, that's why HPV can be so tricky. In women, it's detected with the pap smear, the pap examination. Men can be carriers of the illness, can be passing it along and not even be aware that they've got it. So it's very important for both sexes, males and females, to get regular physical examinations.
All right, and if you are a guy, when you go in for your physical examination, they can tell, because I want to think, and again, this may be some bad information, but maybe 5 or 6 years ago, if you went to the doctor and said, hey, I think I may have HPV, and you're a guy, they're like, well, I don't see anything on you, so be careful. Is that still the case now, or?
Do you want to address that?
Well, you know, currently the two things you can do to protect yourself, one is screening and the other is vaccinate. And that is currently the recommendation. So, and kids down to 9 up to age 26 can be vaccinated, and I think the age range is from 9 to 12, and that's really where it starts. And that way you never have to have that uncomfortable conversation with your doctor. And of course, the reason you go down so low with the age is because you want to get folks before they ever become sexually active. And the vaccines themselves are very good and very safe.
Now, if you have already contracted HPV, if you're a carrier, or let's say that you're a woman and if you've shown the physical symptoms and you've undergone treatment, is it too late to get vaccinated?
The time period, I think the cutoff is somewhere around the mid-20s for it to be most effective. The optimal period to become vaccinated is before the individual is sexually active. So that's why we target that 9 to 14 age period. I would like to say that the vaccination can be, you can receive it at your pediatrician's office, but the HPV vaccination is also part of the health department's vaccination program. So for families that do not have health insurance or might be underinsured, you certainly need to check with your local health department because you might qualify for the program there.
All right, so much information on this. Unfortunately, we're out of time. But guys, thank you both so much for being with us today.
Quite well.
Thank you.
You can find out more about NorthStar EMS by calling 205-345-0911 or online at northstar-ems.com.